Welcome back to my channel, Tech Advice from MD. Today I'm coming back with a new topic which is in Pega. And that topic is the most important topic, one of the most important topic I must say is rule resolution. Okay, so I'm going to discuss rule resolution. So let me fine. Okay, so my topic is rule resolution. Okay, so what is rule resolution? So as you people know that Pega is creating in Pega everything is rules, right? So Pega is creating different rules. So which rule is going to run at the runtime if there are two different versions of a rule available in the Pega platform, right? That can be decided with the help of an algorithm named as rule resolution. So it's actually a searching algorithm, which is searching the best rule to run. Right. So example is suppose you have created two property rule, one in version 0.0.0.1, another in another version 0.1.0.0.2. Right. Now, as soon as you are running your application, which rule will run? Whether the rule from 0.1.0.1 or the rule from 0.1.0.0.2. Which rule to run? This will be decided with the help of the rule resolution algorithm. It's a searching algorithm. Right? So if you want to see the definition, then this is the definition for rule resolution is it's a searching algorithm in Pega which a system used to find most appropriate instance of a rule to run in any situation. Example which I already told, if you create a property rule in two Pega version, one in my app, just an example which I have taken, my app maybe the application name, my app 0.1.0.1, another in my app 0.1.0.0.2. Then the rule resolution will identify which rule instance to run or which one is the best rule to run. Right? This is what is the rule resolution. Fine. Now, rule resolutions are applicable in some of the rule. It is not applicable in Pega to all the rules. Now, to which rule resolutions are applicable or which rules are subject for the rule resolution? So, the thing is rules subject to rule resolution. That means which rule is comes under rule resolution. Some of the rules are not coming under rule resolution. Right? So rule resolution applied to most rules that are instances of classes derived from the rule dash base class. Pega has some base classes, hope you people know that. So the rules which comes under rule resolutions are derived from the rule dash base class. Example, rule hyphen obj hyphen case type or rule hyphen obj hyphen property and many more. Right? Rule resolution will not apply to class which are derived from data dash, system dash or work dash base class. For example, rule hyphen admin hyphen operator hyphen ID. Like that, many more classes are there, but you have to remember any base classes which is derived from data, any class, any rule which is derived from either data dash, system dash or work dash base class will not comes under rule resolution. Okay, this is the second point. So first point is definition of the rule resolution. This one. Second point is which rules are subject to rule resolution. So you have to remember rules from rule dash base class are just subject to rule resolution. Rules coming from data dash system data or work dash base class are not comes under rule resolution. Right? Next topic or next not topic. Next point is or the next question is what are the inputs and the output of the rule resolution algorithm? As it is an algorithm, so definitely there you have to pass some input. So that based on those input only, your platform, your Pega platform will decide which rule to run, which rule not to run. And those are called input. And what is the output? Output, everyone knows that output is the best rule which is going to run, which is the definition of the rule resolution as I already told. Right, but what will be the input? Based on those input, your Pega platform will decide which is the best rule. So those are the input. Right? So what are the inputs? So inputs the rule resolution algorithm includes Number one, predefined rule keys that are used as a unique identifier such as apply to class rule name and the rule type. First, based on means first you have to identify the rule name, apply to class and the rule type. So as soon as we are creating a rule, every rule has a rule name, every rule has a rule type, and every rule belongs to some apply to class. So you have to think about those three first, or you have to identify those three first. What is the rule name, what is the rule type, and what is the class? Next, user rules at released. Right. Every user, whoever is entering into the Pega platform, has some rule set or has every user has some rule set stack in their every user has some rule set list in their stack. So those you have to identify. Third, class hierarchy of the rule in question. Rule in question means, as I already mentioned, that suppose there are two rules, two property rules, one in first version and another is the second version. So those are the rule in question. Right? So you have to identify the what is the class hierarchy for those rules. Next, you have to identify what is the circumstance of the rule. So if you don't have the idea about the circumstance, please go through another video of mine, which is only based on the circumstance. Right? Next is you have to identify the availability of the rule. Right? Again, if you don't have the idea of the availability, then also go for another video of mine, which is based only on availability. And the last one is user access rules and the role and the privileges. So every user has some privileges to run a rule. So those also the input to the rule resolution. Based on all these six inputs, the rule resolution or that searching algorithm is identifying the best rule. See, the output of the rule resolution process is the first rule that matches all the input criteria. Right? If all these criteria is matching, definitely only one rule will match all these criteria. So that is the best rule to run. So these are the inputs to the rule resolution and these are the output for the rule resolution. Right? Next is there are actually 10 steps available to for rule resolution. There are 10 steps available for rule resolution and those are very famous steps. Let me tell you that everyone has to remember those 10 steps. Based on those only, we can identify which rule is going to run. And in most of the Pega interview, these are the question. Maybe they will give you a rule and asking that identify the rule, which rule will run. Maybe they will not one rule, they will give you a set of rule and they will ask you which is the best rule to run. So you have to identify those 10 steps. Based on those 10 steps only one rule is going to run. Right? So the 10 step of the rule resolution you have to remember. I have written all the 10 steps for you people with an example one by one. I am showing you 10 steps and each step is doing what with an example I am showing so that it will be clear to you. Right? So, okay. So let me discuss now the rule resolution steps, 10 steps with one example I will tell so that you can compare. So rule resolution follow 10 basic steps when determining which rule to use. So what is the first step? First, check the rule cache. If the rule is present in the cache, go to step 8. You have to remove all this and you have to directly go to step 8. Now, definitely, what is rule cache? Right? So for you people understanding, below this, I have written the definition for rule cache. Pega platform uses a caching mechanism. Caching mechanism is, you can say, something called temporary memory. Right? So Pega uses some temporary memory called as a rule cache to ensure the rule resolution operates efficiently. When your application references a rule, Pega platform checks the rule cache for the reference rule. If the reference rule is not available in the rule cache, Pega platform uses some multiple steps. Those are the all the rule resolution step actually. Right. So what is happening actually? Whenever you created a rule and you start running that rule, so all the rules are available into the rule database. Right. So from the rule database, it will come into a temporary memory area which is called rule cache. Right. So while searching for the rule, first it is searching whether the rule is available in the rule cache. Right? If it is available, then go ahead with the continuing that rule is available. If it is not available, then it is following some multiple steps. What are the steps which we are going to follow now? If it is available, then already told the first step is if it is available in the temporary memory or in the rule cache, then you can go to step 8 and continue. If it is not available in the rule cache, then what to do? So at the very beginning, first time when you are running an application, definitely the rule is not available into the rule cache because it is directly coming from the rule database. Second time, it will be available into the rule cache. Right? So we are taking that rule is not available in the rule cache. So what is the next step? Next. So as the first time we are searching, so definitely we are taking the rule is not available in the rule cache. So we have to go for step number 2, or else you can go to step 8. Right? Now what is the step number 2? Choose all the instances with the correct purpose. Right. To show you all these things, as I already told you, I will give you an example. So let me show you an Excel sheet. In that Excel sheet, I have given many rules. See, so many rules I have taken. Just some rules I have taken. In that, in this table, identify that rule name, rule type, apply to class, rule set, version, availability, and qualifier. Qualifier means circumstance. Right. This is the table which is available, and in this table, operator rules at least is also available. Operator rules at least means the operator who has logged into your platform, he or she can access these rule sets only. Other than this, he or she can't access any other rule set. This is given. This is in the question. Right? And all these rules are available into the application. But my question is, you have to identify the best rule. What is that rule? You have to identify a rule whose name is pepper tap item, this one, this red marking, whose you have to identify a rule, or your Pega platform has to identify a rule whose name is pepper tap items, whose type is section. That means the section rule is available whose name is pepper taps. And it is under purchase grocery case type. See, case type is also given. Means purchase grocery is the class, right? Pepper tap items is the rule name, and section is the rule type. So you have to identify this rule, or your Pega platform is going to identify that which is the best rule of this type is going to run. Right? Because you can see that, see, section rules. So many sections rules are there, right? Rule type, see, section, and rule name is also pepper tap items. Among all the same type of rules, which is whose rule name and rule type is same, which one is the best rule which is going to run? You have to identify. So this is the first step which has been given. Second step, sorry, choose all the instances with the correct purpose. That means you have to identify from so many rules are there. From all this table, you have to identify which is the correct purpose. That means definitely my question is I have to identify section rule whose name is pepper tab item. So this rule type is flow rule. Though the rule name is pepper tab items, but is it suitable to me? No, because my question is section rule, but this is a flow rule. So this is not suitable. This is what is the second step is saying. Right. So in the second step, see, in the second sheet I have written filtering by purpose. Right. Filtering by purpose means you have to identify the proper rule name with proper rule type. So see, from this whole table, I identified only the rule which are of section, and the rule name is pepper tap items. So these 12 rules are coming from the after the first step. Because see, this is pepper tap items, but the rule type is not same. This is rule name is not same. This is create request, which is not useful. This is pepper tap section. Okay, I will take. This pepper tap flow rule, I will not take. Pepper tap flow rule, I will not take. Pepper tap section, I will take. Again, pepper tap items, flow rule, I will not take. Right. So from all these things, I identify total 12 rules whose rule name and the rule types are same. Rule name and the rule type are same in the question. My question is pepper tap items only and section rules. Right. So pepper tap items rule name is coming and rule type section is coming. Done. This is the second step. Right. Now coming to the third step. Discard the rule where availability is set to not available. As I already told, if you do not have the idea about the availability, then please go to another video of mine where you can get the whole idea about the availability. Right? Now, in the third step, you have to identify, is there any rule whose availability is set to not available? If there, you have to discard that. So let us go step. From here only you can identify. See, two rules are not available. Right, so there are total 12 rules. Among this, these two rules are not available. So these two will be discarded. So on that step 3, you will find that two rules are not there. Total 10 rules are there now. See, discard the rule with availability is not available. Now, all the availability rules which are available or blocked are there. No not available rules are present. This is step 3. Right, very simple. Next, step 4. Discard the inapplicable rule set and the version if the rule sets are not available in the operator rule set list. So, again coming back here, this is the rule set. This is the rule set of all these rules. Now, operator rule set stack. Already in the first step, I shown you operator rule set stack. For your understanding purpose, I copied again here. These are the operator rule set stack. So if here whatever rules are there, if any rule which is not available in the operator rule set stack, you have to discard that. Right? Now, pepper tap int, PTP. So pepper tap rule set, pepper tap, fine, no problem. Sec app is there, fine. But SEC is not there. So this is the first rule which you are going to discard because ACC is not available in the operator rule set stack. So this is the last rule which is going to discard. One more, this ACC APP, which version is available? 0102. So major version is 01. But here ACC APP, major version is 03. Operator has access on ACC app 01, major version. So definitely in this rule set, it is major version change. If major version is same, this is fine. No problem with the minor or the patch version, no problem. If the major version is not same, then the operator who has access on a minor version, who has access on a lower version of major version, don't have any access on the major, higher version of the major. Right? So it has access on 01. So definitely it don't have any access on the 03 of ACC. So this is the second rule which is going to discard. Right? So all other rules will be available. So this 7, this 8. So on the step 4, 8 rule will be there. ACC app 01, this one is there. ACC is not there and ACC 03 is not there. All other will be available on step 4. Right? So this is step 4. So discard inapplicable rules with the rule set and the version. So I have discarded ACC app which is 03. That has been discarded. Done. Then step number 5. Discard all candidates not defined on a class in the ancestor tree, class hierarchy of the inheritance path. So you have to identify now which rules are in the same class hierarchy. Means, see, now applies to class is the next. So the rule in question was this one. For your understanding purpose, I copied this also. You have to identify a rule which is of type section, whose name is pepper tap, and which belongs to purchase grocery class. Right? So this is what is applicable, means or the most appropriate. Discard inapplicable, but this is applicable because I have to identify purchase grocery only. So this 3 will be applicable, no problem. These 2 will not be applicable because I need purchase grocery. These are claim request, service request, apply leave. I don't need. Purchase grocery I need, and this also purchase order, no need. Right? So this 3 will be taken. Also, this will be taken because it comes under the same class hierarchy. Right? Hope you have the idea about the class hierarchy also. So this comes under the same class hierarchy. So on the 5th step, this 3 plus this one, this total 4 will be there in the 5th step. Other all will be discarded. So this is the 5th step where only 4 rules will be there. Which one? purchase grocery and the worthless. Right? This is step number 5. Now, step number 6, most important. Step number 6 has been divided into 3 more steps: 6.1, 6.2, 6.3. Right? What you have to do is step number 6 is you have to rank the rule candidate. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. You have to ranking the rule. Now, rank on the basis of what? So, first, 6.1 is only ranking. So, you have to rank the rule on the basis of first, these are definitely on a sequential basis. First, you have to rank based on class. Then you have to rank based on rule set. Then you have to rank based on circumstance. Then you have to rank based on circumstance date. Then circumstance date time. Then version. What does this mean? Let us see. Now come to step number 6. Now only these 4 rules are there. Hope you remember that this is the step 5. Right now we are dealing with only this 4 rule. From this 4 rule you have to give 1, 2, 3, 4 ranking. So how to give the ranking? So first ranking you have to give based on the class. As I already mentioned, this one based on the class. That means the most appropriate class should be rank 1. Now purchase grocery is the most appropriate class. But there are 3 most appropriate class which is purchase grocery. So next you have to identify rule set. So coming to rule set, all the rule sets are also same. Next you have to identify circumstance. All the circumstance will come next. All the circumstance. So, is there any circumstance rule? Yes. Only this rule has a circumstance. So, this will be rank number 1. Right? So, based on this is in sequence. So, first you have to identify same class. Okay. Same class also I got 3. Same rule set 3. Then how to give the ranking? So next is circumstance. So based on the circumstance, I have okay, these 3 classes are same. These 3 rules that are also same. Then how to rank? Which one will be 1? Which one will be 2? Which one will be 3? Next, I have find that okay, among all this, one of the rule has a circumstance. So as soon as circumstance is there, put it 1. Next, so 1 I got. Now, these 3 are same actually. These 3 are same. Among this, circumstance is the criteria which I got rank number 1. Next, I have to put rank number 2 because according to me, actually, these 3 should be rank 1. But you have to identify 1, 2, 3 like that. So, based on circumstance, I put rank number 1. Next, after circumstance, you have to identify version. When all the circumstance is over, then you can rank based on the version. Right? So now which 2 rule is that? 1 I already got. Now this 2 rule again same. Same apply to class, same rule set. Right? There is no circumstance. So 1, 2, 3 is done. Same class, same rule set, no circumstance. Then last option is what? Version. So now you have to identify which is the highest version. Whatever is the highest version, that will be ranked 2. The next version will be ranked 3. And the last what is available is the rank 4. This is how you have to do the ranking. So these 6 steps are very important to remember. How to rank. Right? 6.1 done. Next, 6.2. Discard all the candidates that are withdrawn or hidden by other withdrawn candidates. So just you have to identify, is there any rule which is withdraw? Then discard that. So in my table, there is no rule whose availability is withdraw. So for 6.2, all the rule will be available. No rule will be discarded at step 6 number 6.2 for my rule set or for my table which is available. Right? Next. Select the first default rule encountered and discard the candidate in the remainder of the list. Now definitely next question is what is default rule? Right? So below there is a definition. A default rule candidate is the first rule candidate highest rank that has no qualifier. So this is the definition for default rule. So a default rule is the highest rank, but it should not be any qualifier. That is the default rule. So if you come here, you have to identify the default rule. See, from this 4 rule, you have to identify the default rule. Now, definition for the default rule is highest rank. Which is the highest rank? Rank 1, definitely. But rank 1 has a qualifier. But the definition of the default rule is a rule which has highest rank, but without any qualifier. With any qualifier, this is not the default rule. So that means which one will be the default rule? rule number this one. Because this after 1, which is the highest rank, 2, which don't have any qualifier. Because this is 3, this is 4, which will not come. Highest rank. I need highest rank. Right. So in step number 6, we will come up with 2 rule. This is the default rule. And always remember, as default rule is a rule which is the highest rank without any qualifier. That means if any rules are available in your table with any qualifier, that will also comes under 6.c. Don't only accept the default rule. Bring all the rule with qualifier. Other than qualifier, only one rule you have to bring on 6.c, which is default rule. Other than this, all other rules will be discarded. This is what definition of the default rule. So on 6.3, these 2 rule will be selected. Remember, if in your table there is no rule with any qualifier, then only one rule will be the default rule. But if in your table some rules are there with qualifier, those will automatically come with 6.3 with one default rule, which is the highest rank without any qualifier. That's why these 2 rule came in 6.3. The first one is the default rule and second one is the qualifier. With the rule with qualifiers. Because default rule is without qualifier. Right? Very simple. Step number 6 done. Step number 7 is set the cache. Nothing to do. Only this 2 rule will be set into the cache now. The very first step I told, whether the rule is in the cache. No. Now those rule will be set into the, means this 2 rule will be set into the cache. Right? So this 2 rule will be set into the cache. Now step number 8. Find the best instance and check to make sure there is no duplicate rule. Now, how to find the best instance? So for that also one definition I put here. Rule candidate, which is best match. In this step, the rule resolution algorithm determines which rule candidate is a first best match. Now, what is the first or the best match? A first or the best match is determined by an exact match of a property or date circumstance or a default rule if no exact date circumstances are found. That means which one is the best match here means in question. What is the question? In question, whatever they asked, if they asked any, search any rule of type section of the name paper type items with item is equal to which, then this is the best match because they told with some circumstance. This is what they told. See, the first and the is determined by an exact match of a property or date circumstance. Any circumstance, if in the questions they ask that find some rule with item wedge, then this is the best match. If in the questions they are not asked about any qualifier or any circumstance, then the best match is the default rule. This is what they have written. See, the best is determined by exact match of a property or circumstance or a default rule if no exact circumstance matches are found. Right? So this should not, according to question and my table, this is not matching. So if any circumstance condition is not matching, then definitely the default rule is the best match. So step number 8, only one rule is the best match rule available. Hold on, don't think that, okay, we got the rule, this rule will run because only one rule is available. No, you need to check something extra also. Step number 9, which is check that the availability is not set to block. So let's find, is the availability block? No available. If block, what will happen? So at step number 8, we got the best instance. After getting the best instance, if the availability is found to be block, then that rule is found by the rule resolution as the best rule, but that rule will not run. Rather, an error will be thrown into the screen. Right? This is what is the concept of the block. Means after step number 8, suppose if it is block, then this rule will not run, but this is only the best instance. This is the best instance, But if it is blocked, then it will not run. But according to our table, this is available. That means on step number 5, it is available. No problem. It is not blocked. This is step number 9. Done. The last step is security. Verify that the user is authorized to see the rule. So user has some privileges. I already mentioned during rule resolution definition that user must have some privileges or some authorization to run a rule. So if user don't have the authorization to run this rule, then this rule will not run. Or else it will run, and this is the best instance. So this is the final rule to be executed. Everything is matching. Rule name according to question. Rule name is paper type items. Section, sorry. Rule type is section rule. Applied to class is purchase request. Right? All are matching. Which version? 01005. And what is the rule set? Paper type. Right? This is the final rule which is going to run. Right? So these are the 10 steps of rule resolution. Fine. Hope it is clear to you. If any confusion or anything you want to know from me more, please write in the comment box. I will definitely reply to your queries. Right? Thank you so much. Happy learning.